Before the world tells you who you are, take a moment to remind yourself of who you really want to become. Before the doubts of the day try to overshadow your dreams, speak life into your own soul. Every morning, before you scroll through your phone or get lost in the noise of the world, the words you choose to speak shape your reality, your mindset, your choices, your future. What if I told you that these simple words could become the foundation of a stronger, more resilient version of yourself? What if you could harness the power of your own mind and the wisdom of Stoicism to create the life you truly desire? In a world where everything and everyone seems to be pulling at you, it's easy to lose track of who you are. But Stoicism teaches us that we have control over our responses, control over how we interpret the world around us. And one of the most powerful tools we have is the ability to shape our thoughts, beliefs, and words, starting from the moment we wake up. If you're ready to reclaim your mornings, strengthen your mind, and start living with intention, then this video is for you. But before we dive in, please subscribe for you, as a step toward building the mental strength and self-awareness to rise above the chaos. It's about creating a space for growth, meaning, and understanding in your life. If you're ready to elevate yourself and your mindset, hit that subscribe button, and let's embark on this journey together. I am not who I was. I am who I choose to become. The past can be a heavy thing to carry. We all have experiences, some of them painful, some of them regretful, that we hold on to, sometimes without even realizing it. These experiences shape the lens through which we view the world, often limiting our potential because we are still tethered to the mistakes of yesterday. But here's a thought. What if you didn't have to be defined by your past? What if you could let go of those old stories and embrace the fact that you are a living, breathing evolution? The person you were yesterday doesn't have to dictate the person you become today. You're constantly evolving, learning, and growing. Stoicism teaches us that the past is outside of our control, and the only thing we truly have power over is the present moment. Each day, you are presented with a blank canvas, but far too many of us wake up carrying the weight of previous days, convinced that we are stuck in a story written long ago. We tell ourselves that the mistakes we made, the failures we've endured, somehow own us. But here's the truth. You get to choose. Every single morning, you have the power to rewrite your story. You are not who you were. You are who you choose to become. And it's this choice that sets you free. You are not the person you were last week, last month, or even yesterday. You are, instead, the person you decide to be today, starting with the choices you make in this moment. Your past may have influenced you, but it doesn't own you. Your decisions right now are what define your future. So as you wake up each morning, ask yourself, who do I want to be today? What kind of person do I want to become, not based on the regrets of yesterday, but the dreams and goals I have for tomorrow? Think of yourself as the author of your own story. Every day is a fresh page waiting to be filled. Imagine you're holding a pen poised over a blank page. You have the power to create new narratives, to define your actions and reactions. No one else gets to write your story, not even your past self. If you've made mistakes, those are lessons, not permanent markers. In Stoicism, we learn that our missteps are not our identity, they are simply events that happened in time. Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher, reminds us that it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. It's the reaction, the choice to rise above, that shapes your future. So, as you get out of bed in the morning, take a moment to pause. Let go of the mistakes, the regrets, and the memories that no longer serve you. You are not bound by them. You're a new person with a new day, a new opportunity, and a new chance to grow. The beauty of life is that you can choose to start fresh. You can be whoever you want to be, and it starts with letting go of yesterday. When you let go of what has already passed, you free yourself to step into who you truly are meant to be. We are creatures of habit. We fall into routines, and often we let those routines define us. But the truth is, we are not our routines. We are not our comfort zones. We are not our fears or our failures. As human beings, we have the power to transform and evolve with every single moment. The best way to predict your future is to create it. Abraham Lincoln famously said, "It's a simple yet profound truth. If you want to change your future, start by changing your present, your thoughts, and your choices. You have the pen. You hold the power. And remember, you don't need anyone else's permission to be who you are meant to be." Too many of us wait for validation from others before we step into the version of ourselves we desire. We let the world's opinions dictate who we become. But the Stoics teach us that approval from others is irrelevant. We don't need the world to validate our worth. The only validation we need is from within. As Marcus wisely stated, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." It's about taking ownership of your thoughts, your actions, and your mindset. When you start to align with your true self and stop seeking external validation, you begin to rewrite your own story. You become the creator of your own destiny. This choice, this power, lies within you. Every single morning is a chance to step into the best version of yourself, to evolve beyond the person you were yesterday. Picture this: a writer sitting down at a desk, staring at a blank page, with no constraints except their imagination. That writer is you, and the story you write today can be one of growth, strength, and resilience. You are the author of your own life, and the choices you make now will shape the story you live out. The next chapter is yours to write, and it all starts with the words you say to yourself in the morning. So, let's start today with this thought: you are not who you were, you are who you choose to become. The past is just that, past. It no longer has the power to define you unless you let it. It's time to step into the person you want to be, the person you deserve to be. You don't have to carry the weight of yesterday anymore. The world is waiting for the new you. And the best part, the decision is entirely in your hands. I don't chase. I attract what belongs to me. How often do you find yourself chasing after something? Whether it's approval, success, or even just a sense of belonging, we've all been there, constantly striving, running after opportunities, desperately trying to make things happen. It feels like we're on a never-ending hamster wheel, pushing ourselves further and harder, only to find that we're still not getting the results we desire. But have you ever stopped to ask yourself, why am I chasing in the first place? Is it because you believe you lack something, that you're incomplete? Or is it because you feel that the world owes you something and you must fight to prove your worth? The truth is, when we chase, we do so from a place of lack. We feel like something is missing in our lives and we're desperately trying to fill that void. It's like we're running after something that feels just out of reach, as though it's always just around the corner, but never really ours. This kind of pursuit is rooted in fear and scarcity. The more you chase, the more you reinforce the belief that you need something outside of yourself to be whole or successful. But here's where Stoicism teaches us a vital lesson. True abundance comes from within. The Stoics, especially philosophers like Epictetus and Seneca, remind us that we control our responses and perceptions, and that our inner peace doesn't depend on external validation or outcomes. Instead of chasing something, they argue, we should focus on becoming the person who naturally attracts the things we want. Carl Jung once said, "What you resist persists." In a way, chasing something can be seen as resistance. The more we chase, the more we signal to the universe that what we desire is far away, difficult to obtain, and elusive. This constant resistance keeps us in a cycle of effort without ease. We exhaust ourselves both physically and mentally, but we don't get the peace or success we are after. It's like running a marathon with no finish line, pushing harder, faster, but never feeling like you've reached your destination. The more we chase after approval, success, or love, the more we create distance between ourselves and these things, simply because we are operating from a place of scarcity and need. But what if the answer was simpler? What if you stopped running and started attracting? Attracting doesn't come from desperate effort. It comes from confidence. It comes from aligning with your highest self and embodying the person you want to be, without the frantic need to prove your worth. Imagine this. When you stop chasing, you stop looking outward for validation. Instead, you begin looking inward and focusing on who you are becoming, and this shift in focus draws the right opportunities and people toward you. This isn't some magic trick. It's about cultivating an energy and presence that speaks louder than words. When you stop chasing, you create space for the right things to come into your life naturally, because you are no longer sending out a signal of desperation or need. You're sending out a signal of self-assurance and abundance. The key to attracting what you want lies in becoming the person who is worthy of those things. Think about it. If you want more love, are you approaching life from a place of openness and self-love? If you want success, are you embodying the habits, mindset, and attitude of someone who has already achieved success? It's not about forcing things to happen. It's about aligning with the version of yourself that attracts success and fulfillment effortlessly. In Stoicism, the concept of virtue, living in accordance with nature and reason, is a key part of this idea. By focusing on developing your own character, cultivating wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, you attract the right circumstances into your life. These virtues are like magnets. They draw what is meant for you because they resonate with the natural order of the universe. Think about the way the law of attraction is often misunderstood. People believe that just thinking positively or visualizing success will magically make things appear in their lives. While this isn't entirely wrong, it misses the bigger picture. The law of attraction isn't just about thoughts, it's about actions, behaviors, and the energy you radiate. What you put out into the world through your actions, decisions, and interactions is what comes back to you. In Stoic terms, the focus isn't on controlling the outcomes, but on focusing your efforts on what you can control: your mind, your reactions, your integrity. By aligning with these principles, you naturally draw in the people, opportunities, and experiences that match your energy. There's another powerful idea in Western psychology, especially in the work of Abraham Maslow, who proposed the concept of self-actualization. This is the process of becoming the best version of yourself, realizing your full potential, and living authentically. When you stop chasing after things and focus instead on becoming who you are truly meant to be, you naturally align with your own purpose. You stop feeling the need to strive for something outside yourself, because you begin to see that everything you need to be whole, fulfilled, and successful is already inside you. You simply need to activate it through consistent effort, awareness, and personal growth. The moment you stop chasing is the moment you begin to attract. This doesn't mean you stop working hard or stop striving toward your goals. It means that your energy is no longer rooted in desperation or lack. You've shifted from a mindset of scarcity to one of abundance. Instead of exhausting yourself trying to get what you think you need, you begin to trust that the right opportunities and people will naturally come into your life as a result of who you are becoming. You are no longer chasing success, because success is drawn to you by the energy you put out into the world. This shift in mindset is incredibly liberating. When you realize that you don't need to chase after anything, you free yourself from the pressure of constant striving. Imagine waking up every day knowing that you don't need to fight for your worth. You don't need to hustle endlessly to prove that you're deserving. Instead, you focus on your personal growth, your purpose, and your alignment with your highest self. The rest follows naturally. Opportunities arise, relationships deepen, success becomes inevitable because you've created the conditions for it to manifest, not through force, but through authenticity and self-belief. When you choose to stop chasing, you choose to trust in the process of life. You acknowledge that the universe operates in its own time, in its own way, and that your job is not to control every outcome, but to focus on becoming the best version of yourself. Seneca once said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. By wasting our energy chasing what we think we need, we miss the opportunity to focus on what truly matters, our growth, our character, and our purpose." The more we let go of the need to control every outcome, the more we allow ourselves to simply be, and in that being, the right things will naturally come to us. So, what happens when you stop chasing and start attracting? You begin to align with your highest potential, and the universe starts matching that energy. You create the space for what is meant for you to come into your life without the frantic effort, without the sense of lack. You begin to radiate confidence, and the right opportunities, people, and experiences are drawn to you, not because you chased them, but because you became the person who naturally attracted them. In the end, attracting what belongs to you is not about effort or struggle. It's about aligning with your highest self, trusting the process, and allowing life to unfold as it is meant to. When you focus on becoming the best version of yourself, you no longer need to chase. Things will start to come to you. The key is in your growth, your belief in yourself, and your ability to remain grounded in the truth that you already have everything you need within you. I am the author, not the audience, of my life. It's easy to get caught up in the flow of life, letting the days slip by, waiting for something to change, for an opportunity to knock, or for someone else to write your story for you. We often find ourselves in the role of passive observers, watching our lives unfold from the sidelines, waiting for something external to give us the push we need to take charge. It's as if we believe that life will just happen to us, that success, happiness, and fulfillment are things we can only hope to receive rather than actively create. The truth, however, is this: you are not a passive bystander in your life. You are the author. The pen is in your hands, and you have the power to shape your story, rewrite the narrative, and determine the course of your future. But that requires a shift in mindset, a shift from waiting for things to happen to taking responsibility for your own life. The Stoics teach us that the only thing we truly control is our own mind. Everything else, the external world, the opinions of others, the circumstances we face, are outside our immediate control. In fact, Epictetus said, "We cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them." This is a powerful reminder that we are not defined by what happens to us, but by how we choose to react. We are the authors of our lives because we hold the power to decide how we engage with every experience, whether it's an obstacle, a setback, or an opportunity. When we begin to take ownership of our responses, our actions, and our thoughts, we take control of the story we are writing. But here's the thing: too often, we give away that power. We let others, whether it's society, our families, or our circumstances, dictate who we are, what we should do, and what we can achieve. We wait for someone else to hand us the script, to tell us our next move, to give us permission to succeed. This kind of passive living is the opposite of what we're capable of. It's as if we've forgotten that we are the ones holding the pen. You are not meant to sit back and watch life happen to you. You were born to shape it, to steer it, and to create your own path. Life will present challenges, obstacles, and setbacks. That's inevitable. But those things don't define you. How you respond to them does. In fact, every great story worth telling involves some form of struggle, some kind of obstacle to overcome. What makes the difference is not whether or not the struggle exists, but how the protagonist rises to meet it. And guess what? You are the protagonist in your own life story. It's time to take that role seriously. In Stoic philosophy, there's a concept called amor fati, which means love of fate. This idea is about embracing everything that happens to you, whether good or bad, as part of the journey. It's about not just accepting life's circumstances, but loving them, knowing that they are an essential part of your personal growth. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Meditations, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This means that every challenge or obstacle you face is not a setback, it's an opportunity. You don't have to wait for things to be perfect before you start writing your story. In fact, it's often in the imperfections, the obstacles, and the detours that the richest chapters of our lives are written. Think about it. When was the last time you felt truly alive? Was it during a comfortable, smooth-sailing moment, or was it when you were up against something difficult? Maybe it was when you had to dig deep to find resilience, to trust your inner strength, or to make a bold choice despite the uncertainty. These moments of action, of rising to meet life head-on, are where the magic happens. This is where your story is shaped. And just like any great novel or movie, the protagonist is often faced with moments of doubt, fear, and confusion. But they don't stay there. They choose to take control of their narrative. They choose to write the next chapter. And so can you. There's a powerful lesson in the concept of ownership when it comes to writing your own story. We are all tempted at times to pass the blame or take a back seat. We may think, if only I had a different situation, or if only I had more time, or if only I had the resources. But these are just excuses. It's easy to look outward and point to external factors that are holding us back. But the reality is that we have the ability to overcome those obstacles by taking ownership of our circumstances and the choices we make within them. Taking ownership means realizing that your life is the result of the decisions you've made up to this point, and that includes the ones you can make from this moment forward. As Viktor Frankl, the psychologist and Holocaust survivor, famously said, "When we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves." Frankl's insight is an invitation to stop looking outside yourself for answers, and instead turn inward. Life may be challenging, but your response to it is within your control. You can choose to sit on the sidelines and watch life happen, or you can step up, take the pen, and start writing your own chapter. But here's where it gets tricky. Owning your story requires more than just positive thinking or wishful hoping. It means making intentional choices every day, regardless of how tough things seem. It means committing to your purpose and values, even when the world tries to pull you in different directions. It means acting with intention and purpose, even when the path forward isn't clear. And most importantly, it means not letting fear or doubt hold you back from taking the next step. The Stoics weren't about avoiding fear. They were about facing it head-on, accepting it, and using it as fuel to keep moving forward. As Seneca wisely put it, we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. The fear of the unknown can often be worse than the reality of it. When you step into that fear, When you choose to write the next chapter despite the uncertainty, you take control of your story. This doesn't mean everything will be easy. It doesn't mean the road will always be smooth, but it does mean that you will be the one deciding how to navigate it. And that in itself is liberating. It's empowering. The difference between being the author of your life and being the audience is the difference between living a life of purpose and simply surviving. When you choose to be the author, you step into a place of power. You no longer let the whims of chance or the expectations of others dictate your direction. You begin to live intentionally, making decisions that align with your deepest values and goals. Being the author of your life doesn't mean you're in control of every outcome. Life will still throw curveballs and you'll still face challenges. But when you choose to be the author, you become the one who writes the responses, the one who chooses the attitude, the one who determines what happens next. This kind of empowerment is what leads to true fulfillment. So, ask yourself today, are you ready to take control of your story? Are you ready to stop being a passive observer and start being the creator of your own life? The pen is in your hand. You have the power to write your next chapter. And remember, no matter where you are right now, it's never too late to start. The story you've been waiting for is already in progress, and you are the one who gets to decide what happens next. Step into that role, own your narrative, and start writing today. Your future self will thank you. My time, energy, and peace are sacred. The world around us is constantly pulling at us in 1,000 different directions. Whether it's work, family, friends, or the endless demands of daily life, it often feels like there's never enough time in the day to get everything done. And with the rise of social media and constant connectivity, the demands are even more overwhelming. The moment you wake up, there's an email to check, a text to answer, and notifications waiting to steal your attention. We live in an age of constant interruption, where our peace and focus are under siege from every angle. But here's the thing. We don't have to be at the mercy of this chaos. You don't have to give away your time, energy, and peace to everyone and everything. In fact, you shouldn't. These are some of the most valuable resources you have, and it's time to start treating them as sacred. When we talk about the concept of sacredness, we're not referring to some religious or mystical idea. We're talking about the importance of recognizing the value of your own time, your own energy, and your mental peace. These things are yours. They are non-renewable resources that, once spent, can never be fully recovered. Yet we often treat them as though they are disposable, allowing others to dictate how we spend our time and how we feel. This has to stop. The Stoics understood this well, which is why they placed such a high value on controlling what is within their power, particularly their inner peace. The first step in reclaiming your time and energy is recognizing that they are yours to protect. We are constantly bombarded with external demands, but when we don't set boundaries, when we allow other people's agendas to dictate how we spend our time, we are giving away our power. Carl Jung once said, "The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are." To become who you truly are, you need to protect your time and energy, because those are the building blocks of your personal growth. If you're constantly reacting to the needs of others, you will never have the space to focus on your own development, your goals, or your peace of mind. Think about it this way. If you're always saying yes to every request, every meeting, and every obligation that comes your way, what happens to your goals? What happens to your mental health? The answer is simple. They get sidelined. You end up giving all your energy to other people's priorities, leaving nothing for your own. Over time, this erodes your sense of purpose, your focus, and your peace. That's why it's so important to start each day with boundaries in place. Before you dive into the flood of demands, Take a moment to set your intentions. What matters most to you today? What do you need to focus on to make progress toward your goals? Remember, if you don't protect your time and energy, no one else will. It's not about being selfish. It's about being intentional. Just like a doctor who tells you to put on your own oxygen mask first before helping others, you need to fill your own cup before you can pour into others. This isn't just a nice thing to do for yourself. It's necessary. If you don't take care of yourself first, you won't be able to take care of anyone else. This is a truth that's supported by both Stoicism and modern psychology. In fact, psychologist Abraham Maslow, in his hierarchy of needs, placed self-actualization at the top, emphasizing that in order to be your best self, you must first take care of your basic needs. This includes physical health, mental clarity, and emotional balance. Now think about your day-to-day life. How often do you find yourself rushing from one thing to the next, overwhelmed by tasks and responsibilities? It's easy to get caught in this cycle of constant doing, but it's important to remember that doing is not the same as being. We've all heard the phrase, busy being busy, but how often do we stop and ask ourselves, what am I actually doing? Are we moving toward our goals? Or are we just reacting to everything around us, letting the demands of others determine the direction of our lives? One of the key principles of Stoicism is the idea of control, specifically controlling what is within your power. The Stoics believe that we have control over our thoughts, our actions, and our reactions, but not over external events. This is why they were so focused on the inner life, the mind, and how we choose to perceive the world. Your time, energy, and peace are under your control. If you want to protect them, you need to decide where to direct them. When you recognize that your peace is sacred, you begin to see the power in saying no. Saying no doesn't make you rude or unhelpful. It makes you someone who values their own well-being. Saying no is an act of self-respect. This is something that many of us struggle with, especially in today's society, where there's an unspoken expectation to be always available and always willing to help. We live in a culture that often glorifies busyness, as if the more you do, the more you matter. But here's the reality. Being busy is not the same as being effective. When we allow ourselves to be constantly busy, we dilute our focus, our energy, and our ability to make meaningful progress on the things that truly matter. When we give our time away without discretion, we find ourselves drained and depleted. This is where the idea of boundaries comes into play. Setting boundaries isn't about being harsh or unkind. It's about being intentional with your energy. It's about recognizing what truly matters to you and protecting it. And here's the truth. When you set boundaries, people will start to respect your time more because you've shown them that you value it. People treat you how you teach them to treat you. If you constantly say yes to every request, you teach others that your time is unlimited and available for them. But when you begin to protect your time and say no when necessary, you teach people that your time is valuable and they will begin to respect it. Let's take a moment to reflect. How often do you check your phone the moment you wake up? How often do you jump into emails, texts, or social media, letting the demands of others flood your mind before you've even had a chance to center yourself? This habit might seem harmless, but it's actually a form of giving away your peace. Instead of taking a moment to ground yourself, to set your intentions for the day, you allow external distractions to dictate your emotional state. And before you know it, your whole day is shaped by the demands of others, leaving you feeling overwhelmed and drained. The Stoics would advise you to start each day with a practice of inner reflection, a moment of silence, or even meditation. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, recommended that we wake up and remind ourselves of the tasks of the day, but also of the importance of keeping our minds focused and calm. When you arise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to think, to enjoy, to love. By starting your day with purpose and intention, you create a strong foundation that helps you protect your time, energy, and peace throughout the day. It's about setting the tone for your life rather than letting life dictate your tone. As you go through your day, continue to prioritize what matters most to you. Be mindful of where you're spending your energy, and don't be afraid to protect it. Your peace is sacred, and it should not be easily disturbed. In a world that constantly demands more, you must be the one to decide what you allow into your space. The more you value your time and energy, the more others will begin to value it as well. And as you continue to build this practice of setting boundaries and protecting your peace, you'll find that you not only become more effective in your life, but more fulfilled as well. When you start to treat your time, energy, and peace as sacred, you unlock a level of personal power and clarity that allows you to live intentionally. You begin to prioritize what's truly important, and you stop wasting your resources on things that don't align with your values or goals. The Stoic practice of being intentional with your energy and time is not just a theory, it's a powerful way to live a more meaningful and fulfilling life. So, as you move forward, remember that your time, your energy, and your peace are sacred. Protect them fiercely and watch as your life transforms. Discipline is my language, and consistency is my superpower. Motivation is something we all crave, isn't it? It feels amazing when you're inspired, when that spark of energy drives you forward and everything seems to fall into place. But what happens when that motivation fades? What do you do when the excitement of a new goal begins to dwindle, or when the challenges of life start to weigh you down? Motivation can be a fleeting thing. It's a powerful force when it's there, but it's unreliable. It's like the weather, sunny one day, rainy the next. If you depend entirely on motivation to get things done, you're setting yourself up for inconsistency and frustration. That's where discipline comes in. Discipline doesn't care about your mood, your energy level, or how many obstacles stand in your way. Discipline is the quiet, unwavering force that keeps you moving forward, even when you don't feel like it. It's not about feeling motivated all the time. It's about showing up, doing the work, and trusting that consistency will get you to where you want to go. In Stoic philosophy, the concept of discipline is central. The Stoics believed in cultivating self-control, and this wasn't just about avoiding indulgence or maintaining a strict regimen. It was about creating a steady, unshakable foundation for your life. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't often comes down to one thing: consistency. There are plenty of people who start with great enthusiasm, whether it's a new fitness routine, a business idea, or a personal development goal. They dive in with energy, they make bold plans, and for a while, everything feels exciting. But when the initial rush of motivation fades, they find themselves stuck. They lose interest, they get distracted, or they simply give up because they no longer feel that initial drive. What separates those who make it happen from those who don't is consistency. It's about doing the work day after day, regardless of how you feel. It's about pushing through the moments of doubt, exhaustion, or even boredom, and sticking to the plan. Consistency is the secret weapon. It's like planting seeds. At first, there's no visible progress. You water the soil, you wait, and nothing seems to happen. But then, over time, the roots begin to grow. The plant starts to push through the earth, and before you know it, you've got something thriving. Consistency compounds. Every small effort, no matter how insignificant it may seem in the moment, builds on itself. Just like a drop of water carving a path through stone, your consistent actions create lasting change over time. The more consistent you are, the more progress you make, and eventually, what once seemed impossible becomes inevitable. In fact, discipline and consistency are like muscle training for your mind. Just like you wouldn't expect to see results from one workout, you can't expect to see drastic changes in your life after just one focused effort. You've got to show up again and again. This is where discipline gets its strength. It's the act of training your mind to ignore the distractions, to push past the excuses, and to keep working toward your goals, regardless of how you feel in the moment. It's about building the habit of doing, rather than waiting for the perfect moment or the perfect motivation. When you cultivate this mindset, you develop the strength to keep going, even when the initial excitement fades. And that's when the magic happens. That's when the consistent effort begins to build momentum and you start to see results. But here's where it gets tricky. Our brains are wired to seek comfort. We naturally want to avoid pain, and when the work gets hard or the results aren't immediate, our instinct is to stop. That's why discipline is so important. It's about overriding that instinct to quit. When you push through discomfort, you build mental toughness. You develop the ability to endure challenges without letting them derail you. One of the best ways to develop discipline is by setting clear, achievable goals. The more specific your goals are, the easier it is to stay consistent in working toward them. For example, if your goal is to get in better shape, don't just say, "I want to get fit." Instead, make it measurable. I will work out 3 times a week for 30 minutes. This clear target gives you something tangible to focus on and makes it easier to take consistent action. And remember, consistency doesn't mean perfection. You're going to have days where you don't feel like it. You're going to have setbacks. But what matters is that you keep showing up. Every time you choose discipline over motivation, you strengthen the muscle of consistency. Psychology also supports the power of consistency. Researchers have found that habits, both good and bad, are the result of repeated actions over time. The more you do something, the more it becomes ingrained in your brain, and eventually it becomes automatic. The beauty of this is that it works both ways. If you consistently make choices that align with your goals, you'll eventually rewire your brain to make those choices easier. But if you consistently make choices that take you away from your goals, you'll reinforce habits that keep you stuck. This is why discipline is so powerful. It allows you to break free from the cycle of instant gratification and focus on long-term success. One key aspect of discipline is the ability to delay gratification. This is something that the Stoics understood well. They knew that true happiness and fulfillment came not from indulging in every whim or desire, but from cultivating self-control and living in accordance with virtue. In the Enchiridion, Epictetus wrote, "Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control." This freedom comes from choosing discipline over indulgence, consistency over the short-term thrill. When you're willing to put in the work day after day, regardless of how you feel, you set yourself up for long-term success. The immediate rewards might not be there, but the results over time are far greater. Discipline is not just about getting things done or crossing things off a to-do list. It's about creating a life that aligns with your values and purpose. It's about choosing the actions that will get you closer to your goals, even when it's uncomfortable, even when it's hard. It's about showing up, even when you don't feel like it, because you know that the person you're becoming is worth the effort. It's the quiet, invisible work that leads to visible, lasting change. Consistency isn't flashy. It doesn't come with a big bang or an immediate payoff, but it's the steady, persistent force that will eventually get you where you want to go. It's about staying committed to the process, even when you don't see the results right away. Trust in the process, trust in the power of consistency, and remember that every small step you take adds up. Discipline isn't about perfection, it's about showing up, And when you do that consistently, you'll start to see that success is not an event, it's a journey. It's a result of small, disciplined actions taken over time. So, what's it going to be today? Will you wait for motivation to strike, or will you choose discipline? Will you let the ups and downs of your feelings control you, or will you rise above them, commit to consistency, and keep moving forward? The choice is yours, and as you make that choice, remember, discipline is your language, and consistency is your superpower. Trust in the process, keep showing up, and watch as your life transforms. I am already enough, but I choose to grow. So often we find ourselves caught in the trap of thinking that we need to change to be better, that something about us is inherently flawed and needs fixing. We see the flaws, real or imagined, and we believe that the solution is to fix them, to somehow become perfect. We fall into the cycle of self-improvement, thinking that we're broken or incomplete. But here's the truth. You are already enough. You don't need to fix yourself because, at your core, you're whole. You are worthy, just as you are. And that worth is the foundation on which growth can happen. Growth is not about fixing what's broken. It's about becoming the best version of yourself. Someone who continues to evolve and expand, but without losing sight of your inherent value. The Stoics were keenly aware of the importance of self-worth and self-acceptance. They understood that we are not defined by our past mistakes, our shortcomings, or the opinions of others. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Meditations, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This quote speaks to the core of self-worth. We are not defined by external factors, what others think of us, what we've done in the past, or what we haven't achieved yet. Our worth comes from within, from our thoughts, our values, and our character. And when we recognize that, we begin to see that we are already enough. From this place of inner security, growth becomes an act of expansion, not correction. You might wonder, how can I say I'm enough when I have so many things I still want to achieve, or when I look at others and feel like I'm falling short? Here's the thing. Wanting to grow is not the same as feeling like you're broken. It's completely natural to want to improve, to learn, to expand. But that desire for growth should come from a place of self-love and self-respect, not from self-criticism. Growth isn't about beating yourself into a better version of who you are. It's about nurturing and enhancing the qualities that are already within you. Carl Jung often spoke about the importance of individuation, the process of becoming your true self, of harmonizing all the different parts of you, even the ones you might not like. Imagine the pressure we place on ourselves to fix things that don't actually need fixing. This mindset can lead to frustration and burnout. We start to see ourselves as projects, constantly under construction, never quite good enough. But if we shift our thinking to recognize that we are already enough, we can approach growth with a sense of peace and self-acceptance. There's a profound difference between wanting to grow because you feel whole and wanting to grow because you feel broken. The first is rooted in love and empowerment. The second is rooted in shame and self-judgment. The journey of growth is about adding value to your life, expanding your capabilities, and becoming more aligned with your purpose. But remember, you are not a blank slate that needs to be rewritten. You are a work in progress, and that progress comes from embracing who you are at every stage. If we keep thinking that we need to be fixed, we create an unhealthy distance between who we are and who we aspire to be. The gap between the two becomes a source of constant dissatisfaction. Instead, see your growth as an ongoing evolution. As Aristotle said, the ultimate goal of human life is to flourish, to live in a way that is fully aligned with our deepest values and potential. You are already on your path to flourishing, and every step forward, no matter how small, is a victory. Another key point here is that growth is not a race. Society often pushes us to compare ourselves to others, whether it's in terms of career success, financial stability, relationships, or appearance. But comparing your journey to someone else's is one of the quickest ways to lose sight of your own progress. Your path is yours alone. Just because someone else seems to be moving faster doesn't mean you're falling behind. Comparison is the thief of joy, as Theodore Roosevelt famously said. It steals your focus and makes you forget that you are enough exactly as you are. Your journey is unfolding in its own time, and as you grow, remember that growth isn't always linear. It's full of setbacks, detours, and unexpected turns. But each step forward is still progress, and each challenge is an opportunity for you to strengthen your character. In psychology, there's a concept known as self-acceptance, which is the idea that you should accept yourself for who you are, flaws and all, while still striving for personal growth. Self-acceptance doesn't mean you stop trying to improve or better yourself. It simply means that you understand that your worth is inherent, regardless of your flaws, failures, or imperfections. You are not your mistakes. You are not your shortcomings. Instead, you are a person with infinite potential, capable of growth and change, and that growth doesn't diminish who you are. It enhances it. Self-acceptance is crucial in the process of growth because it allows you to build on a solid foundation. If you're constantly trying to fix yourself, you're essentially trying to build on shaky ground. But when you accept that you're already enough, you start with a stable, confident base. From that place, growth becomes a natural process. You can focus on what you can control, your actions, your mindset, your values, rather than trying to change who you are. Seneca said, "He who is brave is free." The bravery to embrace your imperfections and move forward from a place of self-acceptance is what gives you the freedom to grow. It's important to note that growth doesn't mean abandoning who you are or pretending to be something you're not. Authentic growth is about embracing your true self, recognizing your strengths, and working on your weaknesses, not because you are inadequate, but because you are worthy of becoming the best version of yourself. In the words of Eckhart Tolle, you are not a problem that needs to be solved. You are a being that needs to be embraced. When you embrace yourself, you open the door to growth because you're coming from a place of understanding and self-compassion. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that growth means becoming someone else, someone different than who we are today. But that's not true growth. Growth means evolving into the best version of the person you are right now. It's not about changing your identity, it's about refining it. As Carl Jung said, the most terrifying thing is to accept oneself completely. But once you do, you can begin to grow with freedom because you're not trying to be someone else. You're not running away from who you are. You're building upon the strengths, values, and wisdom you already have. The key takeaway here is that you are already enough. Your worth is not contingent upon your achievements, your appearance, or anyone else's opinion of you. You are inherently worthy, and it's from this place of acceptance that true growth can occur. When you stop trying to fix yourself, you open up the space for transformation to happen organically, without the pressure of perfection. Growth becomes a natural and fulfilling journey, not a struggle to reach some unattainable ideal. And as you grow, remember to appreciate how far you've come. Each small step forward is a testament to your strength, your resilience, and your commitment to evolving into the best version of yourself. So, don't rush, don't compare. Don't feel like you have to change who you are to be worthy of success, happiness, or fulfillment. You are enough. And from that place of acceptance, you are free to grow, to expand, and to become the person you are always meant to be. Embrace your journey, trust the process, and know that you're already enough to achieve everything you desire. No outside voice is louder than my inner truth. We live in a world full of noise. Every day we're bombarded with messages from all directions: social media, news outlets, family, friends, even strangers, telling us how we should look, how we should act, and what we should believe. The opinions of others seem to come at us from every angle, and at times it can feel like these external voices drown out our own inner wisdom. It's easy to start second-guessing ourselves when we hear so many differing views about what's best for us. You should be doing this, or why aren't you more like that person? These voices can be so loud and persistent that we forget to listen to the most important one, our own. But here's the truth: the loudest voice you need to listen to is not someone else's opinion of you. It's your own inner truth. In Stoicism, the idea of mastering oneself, of listening to your inner voice and trusting your own judgment, is central. The Stoics didn't believe in letting external factors dictate your sense of peace or your actions. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." In other words, the external world will always try to impose itself on you, but your inner world, the thoughts, beliefs, and values you hold, is where true power lies. When you align yourself with your inner truth, no matter what happens on the outside, you remain unshaken. This is the Stoic ideal of tranquility, a state of calmness and focus that arises from within and is not dependent on external circumstances. Think about how often you look to others for validation. Whether it's seeking approval from your friends, your boss, or your family, it's easy to get caught up in what other people think. But the more we do that, the more we lose touch with our authentic selves. When we begin to live based on the expectations of others, we start losing sight of who we really are. This can lead to feelings of anxiety, frustration, and self-doubt. We question our worth and our choices because they don't align with other people's opinions. But here's the truth: you don't need anyone's permission to be yourself. It's not about becoming someone else, not about molding yourself to fit other people's expectations. It's about recognizing that who you are right now is enough. You don't need to change yourself to meet someone else's standards. Instead, trust your intuition and listen to your inner voice. When you do that, you'll realize that you are already the person you're meant to be. The key to a peaceful, fulfilling life is not in the opinions of others, but in aligning with your own values, your own truth. Living according to your inner truth requires courage. It's not easy to stand firm when everyone around you is offering advice or criticizing your choices. It takes a deep sense of self-confidence to trust yourself and follow your own path, especially when it's not the path others would choose for you. But when you do, something powerful happens. You begin to feel more aligned with who you are, and that alignment brings a sense of peace and empowerment. This is where true freedom lies, not in trying to conform to the expectations of others, but in embracing your own truth, your own purpose, and living from that place. One of the most difficult things to do in life is to be yourself when the world is trying to make you something else. Whether it's societal pressures to look a certain way or career expectations to follow a traditional path, we are constantly faced with messages that suggest who we should be. These pressures can be overwhelming, but the reality is, no one else knows you better than you know yourself. You are the only person who knows what feels right for you. When you start to trust your intuition and your inner wisdom, you stop letting other people's voices dominate your decisions. You begin to carve out a life that is authentically yours, and when that happens, nothing can shake you. The Stoics taught that we should constantly check in with ourselves and our values. They believed that external events, whether they were successes, failures, or even the opinions of others, should not have the power to disturb our inner peace. They believed in the importance of self-reflection, of sitting with our thoughts and examining our actions. The more we imagine what others think of us or how they might judge our decisions, the more we allow ourselves to be controlled by those thoughts. But when we tune out the noise and connect with our own inner voice, we realize that we have the power to choose how we respond and how we live. Think about a time when you've felt conflicted, torn between following your own desires and living up to the expectations of others. Maybe you felt pressured to choose a certain career path, or maybe you stayed in a relationship that wasn't right for you because you didn't want to disappoint someone else. In those moments, you may have felt disconnected from yourself, uncertain about what you truly wanted. This is a sign that you were not living in alignment with your inner truth. It's easy to ignore our intuition when we're surrounded by external influences, but your inner truth is always there, quietly waiting for you to listen. When you make the choice to act from that place of authenticity, everything becomes clearer. You begin to make decisions that align with who you truly are, and that creates a sense of purpose and fulfillment. The process of aligning with your inner truth isn't something that happens overnight. It's a journey, and it requires self-awareness, reflection, and sometimes a lot of courage. But every step you take toward living authentically brings you closer to a life of peace and fulfillment. You might not always make the right decisions, but when you act from a place of self-awareness and trust in your own values, you'll find that the right path often reveals itself over time. The key is to stop letting the opinions of others dictate your choices. You have the power to determine your own life, and once you accept that, you will begin to find the strength to move forward with confidence. Jung's idea of individuation, the process of becoming who you truly are, reminds us that we are constantly evolving. We are not static beings, we are always in the process of becoming. But to become who we truly are, we must shed the expectations and limitations that others place on us. This doesn't mean rejecting the advice of others or ignoring helpful feedback. It simply means that at the end of the day, you are the one who must live with your decisions. Your life is yours to create, and you get to decide what that looks like. The opinions of others can inform you, but they should never dictate who you are or what you do. Living in alignment with your inner truth also means being at peace with yourself. It means letting go of the need to seek external validation and instead finding validation within. When you trust yourself and live authentically, you stop seeking approval from others. You stop living in fear of judgment. Instead, you walk through life with confidence, knowing that you are living in accordance with your values, your purpose, and your truth. And when you do that, nothing and no one can shake you. The road to living authentically is not easy, and it's not always popular. But when you make the commitment to trust your inner voice, you'll find a sense of freedom and clarity that can't be shaken by the noise of the world. You are the author of your own life, and your inner truth is the compass that will guide you toward the life you are meant to live. So, the next time the world tries to tell you who you should be, listen to the voice within. Trust your intuition, and know that when you align with your inner truth, you are unstoppable. I am built for pressure, prepared for purpose, and empowered by faith. Pressure is something we all face at one point or another, whether in our personal lives, our careers, or in our relationships. It's something that feels uncomfortable and often overwhelming. The tight deadlines, the high expectations, the constant demands, it can feel like it's all too much to handle at times. But here's the truth that most of us forget when we're feeling the weight of pressure. It's not your enemy. In fact, pressure is one of the greatest teachers you'll ever have. It's easy to see pressure as something that crushes us, but what if you looked at it differently? What if pressure wasn't here to destroy you, but to build you into something stronger, wiser, and more resilient? When you're under pressure, you're not being punished, you're being refined, you're being shaped into the person you are meant to become. The Stoics, those ancient philosophers who embraced self-discipline and resilience, understood the value of pressure and hardship. They didn't shy away from challenges. Instead, they saw adversity as an opportunity for growth. Think of a diamond. It forms under immense pressure. For years, it's just a piece of coal existing beneath the surface. But the heat and pressure it experiences over time transform it into something brilliant, valuable, and strong. You are no different. Every challenge you face, every obstacle you overcome, is a step toward becoming the person you were always meant to be. Pressure doesn't break you, it refines you. It shapes you into someone who can withstand the storms of life and emerge stronger on the other side. But here's the tricky part. We often resist pressure. When things get tough, we tend to back off, to avoid the discomfort, or to feel overwhelmed by the weight of everything we're facing. This is completely normal. As humans, we're wired to seek comfort and avoid pain. But if you constantly avoid pressure, you'll never experience the transformation that comes with it. The greater the obstacle, the more glory in overcoming it, said the philosopher Molière. The bigger the challenge, the greater the reward on the other side. Overcoming obstacles teaches us lessons we can't learn any other way. It builds our character, develops our resilience, and prepares us for even bigger challenges in the future. So, how do we shift our mindset to see pressure as something positive instead of something to fear? The first step is to embrace the idea that you were made for challenges. You were not born to live a life of ease and comfort. Life's pressure is not here to destroy you. It's here to reveal who you really are and what you're capable of. Just as the pressure of a storm reveals the strength of a tree's roots, the challenges you face reveal your inner strength and potential. Every time you face a difficult situation and push through it, you become stronger, more capable, and more confident in your ability to handle whatever comes your way. Now let's talk about faith. When you're under pressure, it's easy to feel like you're drowning, like there's no way out. The path ahead can look unclear, and doubt starts to creep in. This is where faith comes in. Faith isn't just about religious belief, it's about trusting in something greater than yourself, trusting that there's a purpose behind the pressure, even when you can't see it. It's about knowing that everything you're going through, no matter how difficult, is part of a bigger plan. This is the fuel that keeps you moving forward when everything around you seems uncertain. When you feel like giving up, faith is what propels you to keep going, step by step. In his work, Carl Jung spoke about the importance of having a strong center in life. This strong center is your inner conviction, your sense of purpose, and your faith that you are on the right path. Jung said, "Your vision will become clear only when you can look into your own heart. Who looks outside dreams, who looks inside awakes." Faith in your purpose and in yourself is what keeps you grounded during turbulent times. It's what allows you to trust the process, even when the road ahead is unclear. Without faith, it's easy to get lost in fear and doubt. But with faith, you can face the pressure with the confidence that you are being guided towards something greater. Faith and pressure work hand in hand. When you trust that there's a purpose behind everything you're facing, you start to view challenges differently. Instead of seeing them as obstacles that are out to get you, you begin to see them as stepping stones on your path to personal growth. You develop a kind of inner strength that is unshakable because you know that you were built for these moments. When life pressures you, it's not breaking you, It's molding you into something stronger. As you continue to face challenges with faith and resilience, you build a mental toughness that becomes second nature. This is where your purpose comes in. Pressure is not just about enduring, it's about transforming. It's about using every challenge as an opportunity to get closer to your purpose, to the person you are meant to be. The Stoics were masters of this. They didn't just endure hardship, they embraced it as an opportunity to live more virtuously, to align more closely with their values. They believed that true fulfillment comes not from avoiding challenges, but from rising to meet them with integrity, courage, and purpose. Seneca said, "A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials." Just like a gem needs friction to shine, you need challenges and pressure to refine your character. Your purpose, the reason you're here, is often revealed through the trials you face. Each difficulty you overcome brings you one step closer to understanding why you are the way you are and what you're truly capable of achieving. Your challenges are not random, they are purposeful. And once you realize that, the pressure you feel becomes something you welcome rather than fear. Think about a time when you faced something difficult. Maybe it was a big project at work, a personal setback, or a time when everything seemed to be going wrong. In those moments you probably felt overwhelmed, but when you look back on those experiences now, you can see how they shaped you. Those challenges gave you new perspectives, taught you valuable lessons, and pushed you to grow in ways you never could have imagined. That's the power of pressure. It reveals what's inside you, forces you to tap into your strength, and builds the character you need to live your purpose. So, how do you harness this power? How do you use pressure as a tool for growth rather than something that defeats you? The first step is to shift your mindset. Instead of viewing pressure as a burden, start seeing it as an opportunity. Remind yourself that you were made for this. You are built to handle challenges, and each challenge is a stepping stone towards something greater. Trust the process. Trust that even though things may feel tough now, there is meaning in this struggle. Embrace it. Lean into it. Let the pressure mold you into the person you are meant to become. Faith, too, plays a critical role in this process. When the path is unclear and the challenges seem insurmountable, faith is what keeps you going. It's the belief that no matter what happens, there is a purpose behind it all. Trust that you are being guided, that every obstacle you face is part of the bigger picture. With faith, you can look at pressure not as something to fear, but as something that propels you forward. As you continue to face life's pressures, remember, you are not only built for them, but you are empowered by them. With each challenge you overcome, you grow stronger. With each obstacle you face, you become more aligned with your purpose. And with faith, you will always have the strength to keep going, even when the way forward seems unclear. Life's pressure is not here to break you, it's here to transform you. Embrace it, trust in your purpose, and keep moving forward. You are more than capable of handling what comes your way, and in doing so, you will become the person you were always meant to be. I don't fear the unknown. I own the unknown. The unknown can be a daunting place, can't it? It's unfamiliar, unpredictable, and often feels like it's out of your control. When you think about the future or the next big step in your life, it's easy to feel a wave of anxiety. What will happen? Will I fail? What if I make the wrong decision? These questions swirl in our minds, making the unknown feel like something to fear rather than something to embrace. But what if, instead of viewing the unknown as a threat, we began to see it as an opportunity? What if, instead of fearing the uncertainty of the future, we could step into it with confidence, curiosity, and excitement? The unknown doesn't have to be a place of fear. It can be a place of growth. transformation, and new possibilities. In Stoic philosophy, the unknown is seen as something that is outside of our control, but not something to fear. The Stoics focused on what they could control, their thoughts, reactions, and responses, and recognized that everything else was beyond their influence. Think about how many times you've taken a leap of faith into something unknown, only to discover that it was exactly what you needed to grow. It might have been starting a new job, moving to a new city, or even taking a chance on a new relationship. At the time, it probably felt terrifying, but when you look back, you realize that those unknowns were some of the most rewarding and transformative moments of your life. In fact, many of the greatest success stories in history were built in the unknown, places where the outcome was uncertain and where bold moves had to be made with little guarantee of success. Think of Thomas Edison, who failed thousands of times before successfully inventing the light bulb, or Steve Jobs, who took huge risks in creating Apple with no certainty of how the world would respond. These people didn't fear the unknown, they embraced it. They understood that success was found in the willingness to step into the unknown, to take risks, and to trust the process, even when the future wasn't clear. Carl Jung once said, "I am not what happened to me, I am what I choose to become." This quote perfectly captures the power we have when it comes to navigating the unknown. The future is unwritten, and while it may be uncertain, it is not something that can define us. Instead, we have the power to shape our own destinies. The unknown doesn't have to be a place of fear. It can be a blank canvas waiting for us to make our mark. When we choose to approach the unknown with a mindset of empowerment, we unlock the potential for growth, creativity, and transformation. Every great achievement begins with stepping into that uncertain space, taking a risk, and saying, "I am willing to try, I am willing to explore, and I trust that the path will reveal itself as I move forward." But why do we fear the unknown so much? Part of it has to do with our natural instinct for self-preservation. As human beings, we are wired to avoid danger and seek safety. The unknown, by definition, is a place of unpredictability, and our brains are hardwired to interpret uncertainty as a threat. However, there's a catch. Growth doesn't happen in comfort zones. Think about it. When was the last time you grew as a person while everything was easy and predictable? The answer is probably never. Growth happens in the discomfort, in the uncertainty, and in the unknown. "The only thing we have to fear is fear itself," said Franklin D. Roosevelt. This is a reminder that fear itself can be a bigger obstacle than any actual danger. It is the fear of the unknown that holds us back, not the unknown itself. When we step beyond our fears and embrace uncertainty, we open ourselves up to opportunities that we would have never encountered if we stayed in our safe, predictable bubble. What if, instead of fearing the unknown, we treated it as an opportunity to expand? Every new experience, every challenge, is an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to evolve. When we face the unknown with confidence, we start to build a mindset that is resilient, adaptable, and open to new possibilities. Think of the times when you've taken a leap of faith. Sure, it was scary, but the rewards were worth it. You learned new skills, discovered new strengths, and realized that you were capable of more than you ever imagined. That's the power of embracing the unknown. It forces you to step into new versions of yourself and encourages you to keep growing. This is the Stoic approach to obstacles and uncertainty. Instead of seeing the unknown as a roadblock, see it as part of the journey. It's the challenges and uncertainties that make life interesting, that force us to grow and develop. The obstacles we face, the unknowns we navigate, are not things that stop us. They are the things that propel us forward. Every unknown is an opportunity to learn something new, to adapt, and to become a stronger version of yourself. When you start seeing uncertainty as an ally rather than an enemy, you unlock a powerful mindset that allows you to thrive in the face of challenges. But how do you develop this mindset? How do you stop fearing the unknown and start owning it? The first step is to change your relationship with uncertainty. Instead of seeing it as something to avoid, start seeing it as a space full of potential. When faced with the unknown, ask yourself, what could this be? Instead of worrying about all the things that could go wrong, focus on the possibilities. What if this is the opportunity you've been waiting for? What if this challenge will push you to discover a new strength? When you shift your perspective to one of curiosity and possibility, the unknown becomes a place of excitement, not fear. The next step is to trust yourself. You may not have all the answers right now, but you have everything within you to handle whatever comes your way. This is where faith in yourself comes into play. When you trust your abilities, your resilience, and your capacity to learn, the unknown becomes less threatening. You don't need to know exactly what will happen next. What you need is the confidence to move forward, even when the future is unclear. This confidence comes from knowing that you can handle whatever life throws at you, no matter how uncertain the path may seem. A great way to build this trust in yourself is through small steps. You don't have to dive into the unknown all at once. Start by taking small risks, stepping out of your comfort zone in manageable ways. As you do, you'll build your confidence and your ability to handle uncertainty. Over time, these small steps add up, and you'll find that the unknown doesn't feel as intimidating anymore. In fact, you might even start to look forward to it. One of the biggest reasons we fear the unknown is because we want control. We want to know the outcome, we want to predict the future, and we want to be certain of our next step. But the truth is, life is never fully predictable. The more we try to control everything, the more we end up stifling our growth. Stoicism teaches us that we can't control the future or the external world, but we can control how we respond to it. By letting go of the need for certainty and embracing the unknown, we free ourselves to live more fully. So, the next time you face the unknown, remember, you don't have to fear it. You don't have to run from it. Instead, step into it with confidence. Own the unknown. Embrace it as the canvas where your next chapter is waiting to be written. You have the strength, the resilience, and the power within you to turn uncertainty into opportunity. And in doing so, you will create a life full of growth, transformation, and possibility. Don't let fear hold you back. The unknown is yours to own. Every no I face redirects me to the right yes. Rejection is one of those experiences that can stop you in your tracks. Whether it's a job opportunity you didn't get, a relationship that didn't work out, or even a project that didn't take off as you expected, it stings. It can feel like a door slamming shut in your face, and when you're left standing on the other side, it's easy to feel defeated, frustrated, or even discouraged. But what if I told you that rejection, instead of being the end of the road, could actually be one of your greatest allies? Instead of seeing every no as a failure, what if you viewed it as a redirection, a step towards something even greater? Rejection is not the end of the story. It's simply a guidepost pointing you toward the right path. The Stoics understood that life is full of uncertainties, setbacks, and disappointments. They didn't deny the pain of rejection or failure, but they did see it as part of the natural flow of life. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Meditations, "Loss is nothing else but change, and change is nature's delight." Rejection in this sense is a form of loss, but it's also a form of change. Just because you face a setback or a no, it doesn't mean that you are being denied something. It means you are being redirected to something better, something that aligns more closely with your purpose. Change doesn't always feel comfortable, but it's through change that we grow, adapt, and move closer to where we need to be. Rejection, then, is not something to fear. It's something to embrace, knowing that it's shaping your future in ways you can't yet see. It's easy to get caught up in disappointment when we don't get what we want. Our minds naturally gravitate toward negativity. We feel frustrated, confused, and even angry. We start to question ourselves. Why wasn't I good enough? What did I do wrong? The problem with this mindset is that it keeps us stuck. Instead of moving forward, we spend all our energy focusing on the no we received. But here's the truth. Every no you face is pushing you closer to the yes that's right for you. Every rejection is a stepping stone towards something that will align better with your skills, your values, and your purpose. Think about it this way. How many times in your life has a no led to something better? Maybe you didn't get that job you thought was perfect, only to find an even better opportunity a few months later. Or perhaps a relationship ended, and while it was painful at the time, it ultimately led you to a healthier, more fulfilling connection. Every no is redirecting you to a better fit, a better path, or a better opportunity. Rejection is a form of redirection, and it's important to trust the process. Instead of getting stuck in disappointment, try to see each no as a blessing. It's a sign that something greater is out there for you, waiting to be discovered. The truth is, rejection is part of life. No one is immune to it. Everyone faces setbacks, and everyone experiences no at some point. The key is how you respond. Do you let rejection define you? Do you let it stop you in your tracks and keep you from moving forward? Or do you use it as an opportunity to adjust your course, refine your approach, and keep going? The Stoics believed in the importance of maintaining control over our reactions. They taught that we cannot control external events, but we can control how we respond to them. When you face rejection, you have a choice. You can either let it defeat you, or you can use it as fuel to keep moving forward. Rejection, of course, can be painful, and it's normal to feel discouraged. But the real danger lies in letting that disappointment take over and keep you from taking action. If you allow the sting of rejection to control you, it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. You stay stuck, unable to move forward, because you've internalized the no as something that defines you. But here's the key. A no is not a reflection of your worth. It's a reflection of circumstances that weren't right at the time. And that's okay. It doesn't mean you're not good enough. It simply means that there's a better fit out there for you, and the universe is steering you toward it. The idea of every no redirects me to the right yes is rooted in the philosophy of opportunity. Every rejection is an opportunity to pause, reflect, and recalibrate. Instead of being discouraged by the no, use it as a moment of introspection. Is there something you can learn from the experience? Is there an area where you can grow or improve? Perhaps the rejection is not about you at all, but about timing, circumstances, or external factors beyond your control. Instead of making the rejection personal, take a step back and view it objectively. See it as a learning experience, an opportunity to fine-tune your approach or to develop new skills. In psychology, there's a concept known as cognitive reframing, which is the practice of changing your perspective on a situation in order to see it in a more positive light. Rejection, in this context, is an opportunity to practice cognitive reframing. Instead of seeing a no as a failure, see it as a redirection towards something better. When you change your mindset, you change the way you experience rejection. It no longer feels like an obstacle. It becomes a stepping stone on the way to your ultimate goal. Another way to approach rejection is through the concept of resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from adversity, to recover quickly from difficulties, and to keep moving forward in the face of setbacks. Resilience is not something you're born with, it's something you build over time. Every rejection you face, every obstacle you encounter, is an opportunity to build resilience. The more you face setbacks with a growth mindset, the stronger your resilience becomes. This allows you to handle rejection with grace and use it to fuel your future success. There's a lesson in every no we encounter. If we are willing to look for it, we can learn something valuable from every rejection. Maybe it's a lesson in perseverance. Maybe it's a reminder to trust the process and believe that the right opportunities will come at the right time. Whatever the lesson is, it's important to remember that a no is not the end. It's simply a redirection towards something greater. So how do you keep moving forward when faced with rejection? The answer is simple. Trust in the process, trust in yourself, and keep taking action. Every no is a step closer to the right yes. It's an opportunity to adjust your course, refine your approach, and grow stronger in the process. Don't let rejection define you. Let it empower you. Keep moving forward with faith, knowing that the right opportunities are waiting for you. Every no is not the end of the road. It's a stepping stone on the path to something better. And when the right yes comes along, you'll be ready. I am not behind. I'm exactly where I need to be to prepare for where I'm going. We live in a world that constantly pressures us to move faster, do more, and achieve everything yesterday. Everywhere you look, there's someone who seems to be ahead of you, whether it's a friend getting a promotion, someone in your industry achieving success, or even a stranger on social media living their best life. It's easy to look at these moments and think, I'm behind. It can feel like you're running a race with no finish line in sight, always chasing after what others have achieved. But here's the truth, you are not behind. In fact, you are exactly where you need to be, right here, right now, in this moment. Your journey is unique, and every experience you've had, every step, every pause, every setback, is part of your preparation for what's to come. The timing of your life is perfectly aligned with your path, even if it doesn't always feel that way. Think about it. When was the last time you felt the pressure of time running out, and yet you still found yourself making progress? It's easy to become consumed by the idea that we're falling behind, that we're running out of time. But what if, instead of feeling that pressure, you embraced it as part of the process? Life isn't a race, and your journey is not meant to look like anyone else's. The path you're on is uniquely yours. And every experience, every success, and every failure is preparing you for the next step. It's all part of the plan, your plan, designed just for you. If you're feeling like you're behind, it's important to remember that your unique experiences are what are shaping you. You can't rush the process, because it's in the moments of reflection, struggle, and patience that your true self begins to emerge. Patience, often seen as a passive trait, is actually one of the most powerful tools you can develop. The Stoics believed that the key to true happiness and fulfillment wasn't in rushing to meet the expectations of the world, but in cultivating patience and embracing life as it unfolds. In his writings, Seneca said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." And mastering yourself often involves learning how to be patient with your journey. It's about understanding that growth doesn't happen overnight, and that every experience, no matter how frustrating or challenging it may seem at the time, is contributing to your ultimate growth. When we rush to meet other people's timelines, we often miss the lessons that are waiting for us along the way. Every step in your journey, Even those moments when things feel like they're at a standstill is preparing you for the next phase. Maybe you haven't reached your big goal yet, but that doesn't mean you're behind. It simply means that you're exactly where you need to be to get there. Just because someone else appears to be ahead of you doesn't mean they're on the right path. The truth is, you can't compare your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. Every person's journey is different, and just because someone else is moving faster doesn't mean they're going in the right direction. There's something incredibly powerful about embracing the idea that I'm exactly where I need to be. It's freeing, really. When you stop comparing yourself to others and focus on where you are, you start to see all the ways in which you're growing and developing. You realize that every challenge, every setback, and every pause is actually a valuable moment. It's preparing you. It's giving you the foundation you need to build something stronger, more meaningful, and more sustainable in the long run. Just because you're not where you thought you'd be doesn't mean you're behind. It means you're exactly where you need to be. In psychology, there's a concept called self-acceptance, the idea that you must accept yourself as you are, not as you think you should be. This is a crucial part of the journey because when you accept where you are right now, you free yourself from the anxiety of feeling like you need to catch up. Acceptance doesn't mean giving up. It means recognizing that your current state is part of the process and that you are allowed to grow and evolve at your own pace. The more you embrace this truth, the less you'll feel the pressure to meet other people's timelines, and the more you'll be able to enjoy the journey for what it is. The truth is, no one really knows where they're going. We often think we have a clear path, but life is unpredictable and the future is always uncertain. What you think is the right timeline for your life may not even be close to what's meant for you. Trusting that you are where you need to be in this moment is one of the most empowering mindsets you can adopt. It removes the anxiety of comparison and allows you to fully embrace the present moment, knowing that every step you take is leading you to where you're meant to be. What if your current pace is exactly what's necessary for you to learn the lessons you need to learn? What if your perceived setbacks are actually stepping stones to greater things? Instead of looking at life as a race, view it as a series of lessons, each one building on the last, preparing you for the next. In this sense, patience isn't just a virtue, it's a superpower. It allows you to stay calm, focused, and positive, even when things aren't happening as quickly as you'd like. When you can embrace patience, you allow yourself the freedom to grow, develop, and evolve in ways that will truly serve you in the long term. There's also a level of trust involved in this process. Trust that you are where you need to be. Trust that your path is unfolding in exactly the way it should. And trust that, even though the journey may not be linear or predictable, it is still leading you to something meaningful. This doesn't mean ignoring your dreams or becoming complacent. It simply means trusting the process and understanding that every step, whether it's a leap forward or a small pause, is part of the greater plan for your life. In the end, it's not about how fast you get there. It's about staying true to yourself and trusting that the path you're on is exactly where you need to be. Every pause, every slow moment, and every setback is part of your journey. Don't rush through life. Embrace where you are right now, knowing that it's perfectly aligned with your purpose. Your timing isn't wrong. It's exactly what it's supposed to be. So next time you feel the pressure of feeling behind, take a deep breath and remember, you're exactly where you need to be to prepare for where you're going. Trust in the process, trust in yourself, and trust that every step you take is leading you closer to the life you're meant to live. I rise today to walk like the person I've been praying to become. Imagine for a moment that you've already become the person you've always dreamed of being. You've achieved the success you've worked toward, cultivated the habits you admire, and transformed your mindset into one that's both resilient and purposeful. What does your day look like now? How do you carry yourself? How do you interact with others? Most importantly, how do you feel about yourself? It's a powerful question to consider because it forces you to think beyond the goal itself and into the essence of the person you want to become. The secret to reaching that future version of yourself isn't about waiting for the perfect time or for some grand event to change everything. The secret is in showing up today and choosing to walk in the shoes of the person you're working to become. It's about embodying your future self in the present moment, acting as if you are already that person, and in doing so, aligning your actions, your thoughts, and your life with the future you desire. This concept may sound a little abstract, but it's rooted in both Stoic philosophy and modern psychology. The Stoics believed in the importance of living in alignment with your values and purpose, and they saw each day as an opportunity to practice virtues like courage, wisdom, and temperance. The beauty of this mindset is that it makes your vision of the future actionable. You stop seeing yourself as a distant version of who you want to become, and instead, you start to feel as though that version of you is already here. The gap between your present self and your ideal self isn't as wide as it may seem. In fact, it begins to shrink the more you act in alignment with your vision. Think of it like this. Every action you take today is a step toward that future version of yourself. So why not start acting like that person now? You don't need to wait until you've reached your goal to feel the confidence, purpose, or power you're striving for. You can start embodying those traits today, and in doing so, you create a kind of momentum that draws you closer to your vision. When we try to become someone else, or when we live with the idea that we will be happy or fulfilled once we reach a certain goal, we're not accepting who we are now. Instead of looking for happiness or fulfillment in the future, Jung's quote suggests that true transformation comes when we accept ourselves in the present moment. It's not about waiting for an external change or future event to make us feel better about ourselves. It's about acting from a place of self-acceptance and embodying the person we want to be, starting right now. The future is only built on the actions you take today, so if you wait for the right time to become who you want to be, you'll always be waiting. The real power lies in taking small, deliberate actions that reflect the qualities of the person you aspire to become. This is where the idea of intentionality comes into play. Every single day presents you with a choice. You can either go through the motions, waiting for life to happen to you, or you can take ownership of your path, showing up as the person you aim to be. Purposeful living doesn't happen by accident. It's the result of choosing to act with intention, to show up with clarity about your goals, and to make decisions that are in alignment with the future you're creating. When you rise each morning, take a moment to set your intention for the day. Ask yourself, how can I act today in a way that reflects the person I am becoming? It may be a simple shift in mindset or a subtle change in the way you approach your day, but those small, intentional actions begin to compound over time. Each step, no matter how small, gets you closer to the future you envision. This aligns perfectly with the idea of rising each day to walk like the person you want to become. It's not about waiting for life to hand you what you want. It's about taking responsibility for your choices and embodying your values in every moment, no matter the external circumstances. You are not waiting for some external event to validate your transformation. Instead, you are the one who is choosing to be the person you want to be every day, in the choices you make and the way you carry yourself. This mindset also ties into a core principle of positive psychology, self-efficacy, or the belief that you have control over your own actions and the outcomes of those actions. When you believe in your ability to become the person you want to be, you are more likely to take consistent action that aligns with that belief. The more you embody the qualities of your future self, the more those qualities become ingrained in your everyday life. When you see yourself as capable of embodying confidence, purpose, or discipline, you begin to act in ways that reflect those beliefs. This creates a positive feedback loop where the actions you take reinforce the belief that you are the person you want to become. The power of visualizing your future self is another tool that can help you embody that person today. Research in psychology has shown that when we visualize our goals and see ourselves succeeding, we increase our chances of actually achieving them. Visualizing the person you want to become is a powerful exercise that helps you align your thoughts and behaviors with that vision. It's not just about imagining the success you want, but also about mentally and emotionally stepping into that future version of yourself. See yourself making the decisions you want to make, living with the confidence you desire, and interacting with others in a way that reflects the best version of you. This practice of visualization helps you become that person long before you achieve the external markers of success. However, it's important to remember that embodying the person you want to be doesn't mean you're perfect. No one is. It's not about becoming flawless. It's about being authentic and living in alignment with your highest values, even when things aren't perfect. Embracing this idea of self-compassion is crucial. If you make a mistake, if you fall short of your own expectations, don't be hard on yourself. Just get back up and keep walking. The journey isn't about perfection, it's about progress. As Seneca wisely put it, no man was ever wise by chance. Wisdom and growth come from consistent, intentional action, not from waiting until everything is just right or perfect. The practice of walking like the person you want to become is also deeply connected to the concept of integrity. Integrity is about being true to yourself and aligning your actions with your beliefs. It means that who you are in private is the same as who you are in public. It means that your thoughts, your words, and your actions all align with your highest self. When you choose to act in accordance with your values and goals, you strengthen your integrity. And when you consistently show up as the person you're becoming, you build trust in yourself. You start to believe in your own ability to achieve your dreams, because you see yourself acting with purpose and intention every day. Living as the person you're becoming is not about changing who you are. It's about uncovering the best version of yourself, the one that's already inside you, waiting to be expressed. It's about shedding old habits, negative self-talk, and limiting beliefs, and instead choosing to act in ways that reflect your true potential. When you rise each day with the intention to walk like the person you've been praying to become, you start creating that person in real time. Your actions, thoughts, and mindset all align with the vision of who you want to be. And over time, you'll find that the future you imagined begins to manifest itself, not because you waited for it, but because you lived it every single day. So, today ask yourself, what would the best version of myself do right now? Start walking like that person. Start thinking like that person. Start living with the purpose, the confidence, and the intention that reflects the future you want to create. You don't have to wait for the right moment. The moment is now, and by embodying the person you want to become, you'll start creating a life that is aligned with your highest self. I am grateful for what I have and excited for what's to come. Gratitude is one of those powerful emotions that can shift your entire perspective on life. It's so easy to get caught up in the hustle, always thinking about the next big thing, the next achievement, or what you don't have yet. We're often told to focus on what we don't have or what's missing in our lives. This constant pursuit of more can leave us feeling empty, never satisfied, and constantly chasing after something that always seems just out of reach. But what if, instead of focusing on the things you lack, you take a moment to recognize all the things you already have? What if you shifted your mindset and really took the time to appreciate your current situation? Gratitude, when embraced fully, can completely transform the way you see the world. It opens you up to more joy, more abundance, and more peace. The Stoics were masters of cultivating gratitude, not just in times of abundance, but in all circumstances. They didn't view gratitude as a feeling that comes only when things are going well, but as a practice that can be applied no matter the situation. It's easy to overlook the simple blessings we often take for granted: the ability to breathe, to move, to think, to connect with others. Yet, in Stoic thought, these are the things that truly matter. When you focus on the present and cultivate gratitude for what you have, you begin to realize that there's so much more to life than the external things we chase. But gratitude is not just about acknowledging what you have, it's also about embracing what's to come. It's about being excited for the future, for the opportunities that lie ahead. So often, we look ahead with anxiety, fearing the unknown or doubting our ability to handle what's coming. We worry about what we haven't achieved yet or what we still need to do. But what if we shifted that anxiety into excitement? The future is full of endless possibilities, and the best way to prepare for it is by embracing it with open arms and an eager heart. By staying grounded in gratitude for what you've already accomplished, you set the stage for more growth and excitement to come. When you're grateful for who you are and where you are, it becomes easier to step into the future with confidence and excitement. Gratitude doesn't just make you feel good, it also builds the foundation for further growth. When you acknowledge and appreciate the present moment, you create a mindset that is open to what the future holds. You begin to see the potential in every situation, and you approach the unknown with curiosity rather than fear. It's easy to get caught up in the cycle of wanting more, especially in a world that constantly pushes us to do so. Society tells us that we need the next promotion, the bigger house, the nicer car, the perfect body, or the perfect life to be happy. But here's the truth. Happiness is not a destination, it's a journey. The pursuit of external things can give you temporary satisfaction, but lasting fulfillment comes from within. When you cultivate a mindset of gratitude, you learn to appreciate where you are and what you have without constantly needing more. This doesn't mean you stop striving or working toward your goals. It simply means you recognize that your worth and happiness are not dependent on external achievements or possessions. They are grounded in your ability to find peace and joy in the present moment. The practice of gratitude also helps us build resilience. Life is full of ups and downs, and we can't always control what happens to us, but we can control how we respond to it. When we approach challenges with a mindset of gratitude, we are better equipped to handle the difficulties that arise. Instead of focusing on what's wrong or what's missing, we begin to look for the lessons in each experience. We shift from a mindset of scarcity, where we focus on what we lack, to a mindset of abundance, where we recognize the opportunities for growth and learning in every situation. Stoic philosophers often taught that it's not the events themselves that trouble us, but our judgments about those events. Western psychology also emphasizes the importance of gratitude. Studies have shown that practicing gratitude can improve mental health, boost happiness, and increase overall well-being. Psychologist Robert Emmons, one of the leading researchers in the field of gratitude, has found that people who regularly practice gratitude experience more positive emotions, have stronger relationships, and are more likely to achieve their goals. This is because gratitude helps shift your focus from what you don't have to what you do have. When you focus on the positives in your life, it naturally opens you up to more positivity. The more you appreciate what you already have, the more you attract abundance into your life. Being excited for what's to come is just as important as being grateful for what you have. In fact, the two are deeply connected. When you're grateful for the present, it allows you to stay grounded and optimistic about the future. It's about finding a balance between enjoying the here and now while also remaining open to the endless possibilities that lie ahead. The future is filled with opportunities, and when you approach it with excitement, you create a sense of anticipation rather than fear. This is where the power of visualization comes into play. When you visualize the life you want to create, you're not just imagining the material things you want to have. You're visualizing the person you want to become, the mindset, the growth, the lessons, and the journey that will lead you to your ultimate success. Gratitude helps you lay the foundation for this vision, while excitement fuels the momentum that propels you forward. It's like planting a seed and nurturing it with your thoughts, your actions, and your energy. The more you nurture that seed with gratitude and excitement, the more it will grow into something beautiful. Gratitude and excitement for the future aren't just about feeling good. They are about aligning your inner world with the reality you want to create. By focusing on what you're grateful for, you cultivate a sense of abundance that becomes a magnet for more good things to come. And by staying excited for the future, you create the energy and momentum needed to move toward your dreams. Every day is an opportunity to build this powerful combination of gratitude and excitement. It's a mindset that not only improves your mental and emotional health, but also opens the door to new possibilities and experiences. So, today, take a moment to reflect on what you're grateful for, whether it's your health, your relationships, your job, or the simple moments that bring you joy. Pause and acknowledge the abundance in your life. Then, get excited for what's to come. The future is full of endless opportunities, and you are perfectly equipped to embrace them. Trust in the process, stay grounded in gratitude, and approach the future with anticipation and excitement. The best is yet to come, and as you walk this journey, remember to savor every moment, for each one is a gift. I control my reactions. I don't react. I respond. Life is unpredictable. It throws all sorts of things our way, both expected and unexpected. There are days when everything seems to fall into place, and then there are those days when everything feels like it's falling apart. The emotions that arise from these events can be intense: frustration, anger, disappointment, fear. These emotions are part of being human. They are natural responses to what's happening around us. But here's the important truth that many of us forget in the heat of the moment. You control your reactions. No matter what happens outside of you, the power to choose how you respond is always within your control. You are not a prisoner to your emotions. You don't have to let them dictate your actions. The key to maintaining your peace of mind, especially in challenging times, is learning how to respond, not react. Stoicism teaches us that we cannot control the events that occur around us, but we can always control how we choose to react to them. This is the foundation of Stoic thought, the belief that while we cannot control external circumstances, we always have control over how we perceive and react to those circumstances. It's in our power to decide whether we let something affect us negatively or whether we choose to respond calmly, with thoughtfulness, and with an understanding of the bigger picture. It's easy to get caught up in our emotions, especially when things aren't going the way we want them to. We live in a world that often encourages immediate reactions, quick fixes, instant responses, and knee-jerk answers. But while reacting may feel satisfying in the short term, it rarely leads to anything positive in the long run. When we react impulsively, we often make decisions we later regret. We say things we don't mean, act out of frustration, or let our emotions get the better of us. In those moments, we're not in control. We're allowing our emotions to drive the car without a clear sense of direction. The difference between reacting and responding is powerful. Reacting is driven by impulse. Responding is driven by choice. When you choose to respond, you are choosing to act from a place of calm, reflection, and clarity, no matter what life throws at you. Carl Jung spoke often about the importance of integrating our inner world with our outer actions. He said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate." This is a profound reminder that much of what we do and how we react is driven by unconscious patterns, emotional triggers, and past experiences. When we react without thinking, we are often operating on autopilot, responding to situations based on old habits or unresolved feelings. The goal is not to eliminate emotions or to suppress our feelings. It's to become more aware of them and to respond in a way that aligns with our values and our best interests. In other words, it's about choosing to respond intentionally, not impulsively. Imagine for a moment the difference it would make if you could pause for a few seconds before reacting in a stressful situation, instead of immediately firing off a response in anger, frustration, or fear. You take a deep breath, step back, and ask yourself, what's the best way to respond to this? This small pause gives you the power to regain control of the situation and respond in a way that reflects your true self, not just your emotional reaction. It's about recognizing that while you can't control what happens to you, you have total control over how you meet it. This is where the true power lies. In those moments, your ability to respond from a place of calm can change the outcome of the situation. The Stoics often talked about the idea of indifference, not in the sense of being cold or unfeeling, but in the sense of maintaining an emotional distance from things that are outside of our control. When we are able to maintain this kind of emotional distance, we can avoid being swept away by the tide of our emotions. We can still feel frustration, disappointment, or anger, but those feelings do not have to control us. Instead of reacting impulsively, we respond thoughtfully, with clarity and perspective. The concept of emotional regulation is central to both Stoic philosophy and modern psychology. Studies have shown that people who are able to regulate their emotions tend to have better mental health, stronger relationships, and more successful outcomes in life. Emotional regulation doesn't mean suppressing your emotions or pretending you don't feel them. It means recognizing your emotions, understanding their source, and choosing how you will respond. This skill is something that can be learned and practiced over time, and it's one of the most empowering abilities you can develop. One of the key strategies for emotional regulation is mindfulness. Mindfulness is the practice of being fully present in the moment, without judgment or attachment to your thoughts and feelings. It's about observing your emotions as they arise, without immediately acting on them. When you practice mindfulness, you give yourself the space to respond rather than react. You create a buffer between the stimulus, the external event, and your response, allowing you to choose the most effective and thoughtful course of action. This doesn't mean you'll never feel upset or frustrated, but it does mean that you'll be less likely to let those emotions dictate your behavior. Imagine a situation where someone cuts you off in traffic. The natural reaction might be to feel angry or frustrated, maybe even to honk your horn or yell. But if you practice mindfulness, you can step back for a moment and ask yourself, is this worth reacting to? You might feel irritated, but instead of allowing that irritation to control your actions, you can choose to let it go. You can remind yourself that the other person's behavior is not within your control, but how you respond to it is. In that moment, you regain your power. You choose peace over frustration, calm over chaos, and clarity over confusion. This ability to choose your response is not just beneficial for managing everyday frustrations. It's essential when facing larger challenges in life. When things don't go the way we expect, it's easy to fall into a mindset of panic or fear. The uncertainty of the future, the difficulty of the present moment, or the fear of failure can all trigger emotional reactions that leave us feeling out of control. But if we can pause, breathe, and choose our response, we open ourselves up to a different perspective. We stop seeing the situation as something that's happening to us, and we start seeing it as something we can handle. Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body, said Seneca. Life's challenges are opportunities to practice responding with strength and resilience. Every difficult moment is a chance to build your emotional muscle, to cultivate the ability to remain calm, clear-headed, and purposeful, no matter what happens around you. Psychologist Viktor Frankl, who survived the horrors of Nazi concentration camps, famously said, "Between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom." This profound statement speaks to the power we all have in the moments between a triggering event and our response. That space is where true freedom lies. It's in that space that we choose who we want to be, how we want to act, and what kind of life we want to live. The more we practice controlling our reactions, the more freedom we experience in our lives. We stop being slaves to our emotions and start becoming masters of our own responses. Of course, learning to control your reactions takes practice. It's not something that happens overnight, and there will be times when you slip up and react impulsively. That's okay. The key is to recognize those moments and commit to doing better next time. Every time you choose to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively, you're strengthening your ability to control your emotions and your life. Over time, this practice will become second nature, and you'll find yourself navigating life's challenges with greater ease and grace. So, the next time life throws you a curveball, take a deep breath. Pause for a moment. Remind yourself that you are not your emotions. You are not a slave to your reactions. You have the power to choose how you respond. That is where your true strength lies. By responding from a place of calm, clarity, and purpose, you not only regain control of the situation, but you also move closer to the person you want to be, someone who is emotionally resilient, thoughtful, and in command of their own life. Today is a gift. I will make the most of it. Every day you are given a precious gift today. It's easy to get caught up in the busyness of life, to let the hours slip by, focusing on tasks that feel urgent but not always important. We get caught up in checking off items on a never-ending to-do list, and before we know it, the day is gone, and we feel like we've accomplished little. But what if we shifted our mindset and started treating each day as the gift it truly is? Imagine waking up every morning and acknowledging that today is an opportunity, a fresh start, a chance to build something meaningful. When you begin to see today as a gift, you naturally begin to approach it with a sense of purpose, intention, and gratitude. The choices you make today, no matter how small, are the building blocks of tomorrow's success. This mindset shift is deeply rooted in Stoic philosophy. The Stoics taught that life is fleeting and that we should not waste any moment. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Meditations, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." This simple yet powerful statement reminds us that life is uncertain and none of us knows how much time we have left. So why waste even a single day? Every moment is an opportunity to live in alignment with your values, to make meaningful progress toward your goals, and to connect with the people around you. When we take the time to recognize that life is short, we are more likely to use our time wisely and to approach each day with intention and gratitude. The idea of today being a gift is not just a philosophical ideal, but also a practical one. It's about making choices that reflect the life you want to live. This could mean taking action toward your dreams, spending quality time with loved ones, or even investing in your own personal growth. It doesn't matter whether it's a big project or a simple moment of joy. What matters is that you make it count. Every decision you make today, no matter how small it seems, contributes to the foundation of your future. In this way, today is the groundwork for tomorrow. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now, goes the famous Chinese proverb. If you've been waiting for the perfect moment to start, that moment is today. Don't put off what you can do now, because the choices you make today shape the life you'll live in the future. When you treat today as a gift, you stop seeing it as just another day in the grind. Instead, you begin to see it as a canvas, something that holds endless possibilities for you to express yourself, create, and grow. Every action, every decision, every moment of reflection is a chance to become the best version of yourself. By choosing to make the most of today, you are investing in the person you want to become. The path to your future self is paved by the decisions you make in the present. However, it's not just about the big moments or achievements. Sometimes, making the most of today means simply being present in the moment. In our fast-paced world, it's easy to rush through life without truly experiencing it. We check our phones constantly, plan for the future, and constantly look ahead, but we forget to appreciate what we have right now. Epictetus taught us the importance of being present in the moment. He wrote, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." In other words, contentment doesn't come from external things or future achievements. It comes from appreciating what we already have. Taking the time to be present, whether in a conversation, a walk in nature, or even just enjoying a quiet moment alone, is one of the most powerful ways to make the most of today. When we give our full attention to the present, we make today a gift that keeps on giving. It's easy to think that the value of today is tied to how much we accomplish. In our goal-oriented society, we often measure success by what we get done. But what if making the most of today didn't have to be about checking off a list of tasks? What if it could simply be about experiencing the richness of life itself? Even the smallest moments can hold profound meaning if we're willing to stop and appreciate them. A cup of coffee in the morning, a smile from a stranger, a moment of laughter with a friend. These things are often overlooked in the hustle and bustle of daily life, but they are the moments that truly make life worth living. Happiness depends upon ourselves, Aristotle said. Happiness isn't found in the future or in accomplishments. It's found in how we choose to experience each moment. When we recognize today as a gift, we begin to see that life's true wealth lies not in what we do, but in how we live. There's another important aspect of making the most of today: self-care. You can't give your best to the world if you're running on empty. Taking time to invest in yourself, whether through rest, reflection, or growth, is a key part of treating today as a gift. This doesn't mean you have to spend hours at the gym or meditate for hours a day. It's the small acts of self-care, getting enough sleep, eating nourishing food, taking time to relax, that allow you to show up as your best self in everything you do. The Stoics understood the importance of maintaining balance in life. "He who is not a good servant will not be a good master," Seneca wrote. This is a reminder that we must first take care of ourselves before we can take care of others or accomplish our goals. If we don't prioritize our well-being, we risk burning out and missing the full potential of today. The idea of making the most of today also ties into the concept of embracing the journey, not just the destination. Often we get so fixated on achieving a goal that we forget to appreciate the process. The journey is the reward, as the saying goes. It's easy to think that once you reach your goal, everything will fall into place, but the truth is, the value of life isn't in reaching the destination. It's in the moments along the way. Each step you take toward your goal, every challenge you overcome, and every lesson you learn adds value to your life. When you focus solely on the end result, you miss out on the richness of the experience itself. By embracing the journey, you make every day a meaningful part of your path. In psychology, there's a concept known as flow, the state of being fully immersed and engaged in an activity where time seems to disappear and you feel fully alive. This state is often experienced when you're doing something that challenges you and aligns with your skills and values. When you approach each day with the intention of making the most of it, you open yourself up to the possibility of experiencing flow. Whether it's through work, creative pursuits, or even spending time with loved ones, embracing the present moment and fully engaging in it can lead to deep satisfaction and fulfillment. Finally, making the most of today requires a mindset shift. It's not about waiting for the right time, the perfect conditions, or the next big thing. It's about recognizing that right now is all you have. Today is the only day that's guaranteed, and it's filled with endless opportunities. So, what will you do with it? How will you show up for yourself and others? How will you invest in your growth, your happiness, and your future? The answers to these questions shape your life. If you make the choice to treat today as a gift, to use every moment to its fullest, you will look back and see that each day was a building block toward a life well lived. So as you wake up tomorrow, take a moment to acknowledge that today is a gift. It's not just a day to get through. It's a day to create something meaningful, to connect with the people you care about, and to move closer to your goals. Treat today like the precious gift it is, and it will give back to you in ways you can't yet imagine. Make the most of it, and watch as every moment becomes a stepping stone to a future filled with purpose, joy, and fulfillment. Remember, every day is a new opportunity to become the person you've always wanted to be. The power to shape your future starts today, in the choices you make and the mindset you embrace. So, make today count, because the journey to greatness begins with the small steps you take right now. Thank you for being a part of Stoic Journal. If you found value in this video, take a moment to watch one of the suggested videos on the screen. Keep growing, stay grounded, and remember, the best is yet to come.